Three eccentric adventurers, one oddly named Tavern. What trials and tribulations await our heroes in Dolphins and Garages?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Artemis, and I have a question for you. What does a group of diverse nerds running a podcast do when they run out of ideas? The answer is simple. They play tabletop games. You see, I am a gamer, so I decided to come up with the idea for some games. And this is where it led to us to make Dolphins and Garages, our new show, where we play a variety of tabletop games with a set of fun rules so that we can carry on the narrative for you lovely listeners. These rules are as followed. Number 1, we will always be using the same characters, and NPCs will reoccur. Number 2, all campaigns will take place in the world of Izil, and will be tuned to fit that setting. Number 3, there are no objectively evil or good characters. And number 4, nothing in the world is static. Everything can change, either both the countries or even the game type we are playing. So although we are playing D&D now, we could play Call of Cthulhu in a future campaign. With that, we will now transition to the world. The world of Azil is racked both by political change and by advancement. With the discovery of the steam engine and the perfection of the magical arts, all of the nations have led to a new frontier of development and growth. At the same time, though, they reel from a war. 50 years prior, the forces of the Shakamian Empire and Binian theocracy fought a deadly world war between the forces of machine and forces of magic. Now, in relative peacetime, our heroes find themselves in a neutral zone, at the lovely and entitled name of the Mystic Porpoise Tavern. We now introduce our heroes.
Hi everyone, my name is Dennis, and I'll be playing the role of Berry Picker, a Furbolg Barbarian.
I'm Bo. I am playing a bugbear rogue by the name of Isham Amurlagan.
And I am Draws, an automaton made of clockwork and arcane magic, built for one purpose, to build more of myself.
You three find yourselves in this neutral zone, settled between these two major superpowers and a kingdom, in a bar known as the Mystic Porpoise Tavern. Founded roughly 5 years ago by Zulk and Falshon, a tiefling and halfling respectively, they now run a bar with the explicit goal of attracting the most strange, most out there, and most wacky people in all of the land. You have all found your way there by various means, but now you find yourself merely relaxing. At this point, I'll ask, what do you want to do here in the tavern?
Well, yeah, Dennis, I'll defer to you. What are we doing? I think as your character's, manager kind of, I kind of let you call the shots, and at least in non-business scenarios.
Yeah, Barry is definitely hungry, and he's probably eating just a big plate of vegetables.
Yeah, and I guess I'm handling the liquid component of the meal then on my end.
Would you like to order some beverages?
Yeah. What's on tap at the Mystic Porpoise?
How about you walk over to the bar there and give an ask?
All right. Hey there. Do I see the halfling or the?
You're speaking. Falchion, the halfling, is busily scraping out a beer stein of some of the alcohol residue. He looks up as you approach him.
Hey there, little guy. Got anything good on tap? I've had a hell of a forever, couple months, years, whatever. What do you got that's strong?
Okay. So you don't want the light stuff. All right, I got you some good. We got this stuff. It's called Fire Brew. Fire Brew. It's some of the greatest stuff in all the land. It's a little bit chunky, but I definitely think it's got the greatest content for a strong guy like you.
Chunky. I love that. Ashim just kind of is like, he puts his big fucking, I guess, do bugbears like have hands or paws, would you all say?
It's like a paw.
It's like a hand paw thing. Okay. He just kind of slaps his, he slaps his hand/paw on the bar and is like,
Definitely, one of those.
Absolutely. Coming right up. That'll be 2 gold pieces.
Alright, that's exorbitant and ridiculous. I'll pay you 1 gold piece.
I had to kill an entire dragon for this.
Alright, that's awesome. 2 gold pieces it is.
Eh.
and go ahead and pay out like $200
Yeah.
for this beverage.
I like that you did not even contest that. You probably could have rolled a persuasion attempt. Actually, I'll still let you roll persuasion if you'd like.
No. You know what? I think the sheer just bullshit of that has just flown under his radar.
Do you want to do an insight check on his claim?
You know, just for my own edification, I am gonna do an insight. Let me see. That is a non-natural 20. Actually, that's a 17 plus 3.
Falchion is so full of shit.
Okay, well I'm still handing him over 2 gold, and I'm like,
I respect the hustle, buddy.
Yep. All right. He hands you back the fire brew. As you hold it in your hand and sort of look into the glass, you definitely notice that it is
like,
very
so
chunky.
explain to me, chunky how? Like a chowder? Like
yeah, like a chowder, maybe like an oatmeal.
Okay, all right. And the flavor-wise, you say fire brew, it makes me think of fireball. Is that kind of what we're
if you
thinking?
could taste napalm, it would taste like that.
You can do that.
Okay, that sucks. He's gonna down it fairly quickly then.
Yep. You really drank that real fast. You want another one?
No!
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Draws, what are you doing? What are you up to?
I have recently exited an inactive state of 4 hours. I have no need of food or drink, although I occasionally go over to... Oh, shoot. What? Remind me the name of your character, Dennis.
Barry.
Barry, thank you. I am at the table with Barry, occasionally consuming one of the strange things Barry is eating, just generally out of politeness, because it is a simple ritual we all do together.
I love that.
Very, very, very good. Very human. Very lovely. Is there anything you want to look around the bar? Is there anything you want to do in here?
Yes, I would love to take a look around and assess my surroundings, see
right.
if there's anything notable.
So here, I'll give you a little surface level. You look around the bar, you see a couple characters. The first person you see is Dustwind, Zolk's girlfriend, wife, he doesn't specify, who is an elf, has a bow strung across her back, very clearly just focused on the task at hand of scrubbing the one particular table after the last person drank fire brew. Across the way, you see it looks like a dwarf to you. He's clearly a little bit shorter, definitely gruffer. He's got a hat on. There's a weird shadowy guy in the corner with some sort of weird brimmed cap. And then you look around, you see Zulk and Falchion, as usual, sort of fucking around at the bar.
Quick question. So when you say weird brimmed cap, is it a cowboy hat?
It is absolutely a cowboy hat.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah. So you've seen some of these surface level. What do you want to do, Draws?
Oh gosh. And I will say off my forgive me as I get back into the swing of D&D here. I would very much like to generally as an inquisitive type, because I'm just filling my memory banks with new information now that I am free of the desire to only self-replicate. I would like to go talk to this strange hatted person.
Okay.
To,
you're gonna walk over there.
Yes, I'm going to walk over to the strange hatted person and, using my incredibly low ability to communicate with people, begin to attempt a conversation.
All right. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Roll a wisdom check to see how wise you are with the sort of social conventions here.
Wisdom check. Okay. So that is what? I roll a d20?
Yeah.
Okay, I rolled a 3.
Okay, so this man is going, as you approach, this man sees you walking towards him, and he's confused by your existence. He immediately gets up and draws a firearm on you.
Oh, shit.
I stand to I kind of choke on whatever zucchini is in my throat, and I as I glance over and I stand to attention, just at my full 8.5 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop up as well.
Oh, okay. Okay, both of you roll intimidation checks.
All right, it's a 19 for me.
Yeah.
Okay, guess who's got proficiency in that? I only took that just because I thought he would look intimidating, not because he actually is intimidating.
From a distance, you're upsetting.
Yeah.
That's a 19.
Okay, so he looks at these two very large creatures, and this man accurately reasons that he would not last long if he were to go head to toe. He reluctantly holsters his cap lock muzzle loader and sits back in his chair. Pardon me. It seems we have got off on the wrong foot, my good fellows.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking right we did. Fuck is wrong with you? Pointing guns at strangers.
You must understand the way that the gentleman over here was trudging up to me seemed a little bit non-amicable.
Yeah, it seems to me like you just have an itchy trigger finger, asshole.
Apologies.
He was just walking over.
Yeah, being a automaton.
Actually, Charlie, what is Draws's pronoun? They, them, it, he, she.
I would default to they, them, or it, its, because there is no discernible gender. As the DM, you're welcome to give the NPCs to assign whatever, because as an automaton, it's just sort of whatever they decide.
I would say this fellow will use they. He's got a certain conception.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like a BMO situation where.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
God, I love
okay,
BMO.
so.
Yeah, I have a general human, orcish, elven, whatever shape, but that doesn't mean much.
Humanish.
So.
Yeah, oid. I'm more oid than human.
So yeah, I'm.
Oh
I
god,
just,
yeah. Can I change my character to just the Noid?
Just the Noid.
No, not the Noid.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna have to find a different campaign so I'm playing with y'all if I can't be the Noid.
All right.
So yeah, I just say, well,
They were just walking over. What's the big deal?
Okay. Perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot. Let's start with introductions. It seems like maybe they were coming over here to speak. I'm Garlet Spark. I'm a bit of a historian, if you will. I've just come here for a little bit of a nightcap to rest for a while.
Yeah, the jumpy little bugger you are, too.
Well, you must understand, I've just recently acquired these firearms. I have very itching to use them.
Alright, well that's sociopathic at best, yeah.
I would not do that without cause. Perhaps I was a little bit rash.
That's a little concerning. I mean, like, I just got this war pick,
And I like brandish it, and I'm like, and I'm not swinging it around. It is like directly in his face.
Yeah, I've got this dagger. Do you like my dagger?
And I'm like kind of thrusting it towards his face, like.
I've done it in complete earnest because I also do not have very many social cues. But it sounds like Isham is trying to pick a fight.
Oh, he definitely does, and he's giving this guy the fucking business.
You see him like sort of twitching and reaching down to his holsters again, almost reflexively. You are just, he eventually realizes you are completely just fucking with him, and he sort of sits back down to be a little more calm. All right. What is it I can do for you all? How can I help you?
That's a damn good question, actually.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Discuss real quick before we go further. What are we doing over here? I walked over simply to investigate and learn more about this person. I will say, you know what? From draws.
I, having waited until the kerfuffle was finished, to answer the initial query and respond, I am Draws. I am myself a machinist and aspiring historian.
Yes, of course, I also work in the sort of history of a type of machine, yes?
I'm curious. Explain further.
Oh, well, I work with some of the most fascinating machines of all time. These new, modern, newfangled things, these firearms they speak of, they fascinate me. Ever since their inception and the use of the First Great War, I could not get enough of collecting them, looking at them, wondering how they function.
So where exactly did you find these?
Oh, well, you see, there's multiple stories. This one on the right hip here I found off of, I believe some scout headed into the neutral zone. He seemed to have been attacked by some form of guerrilla rebellion in the theocracy off to the west there. But the one on my left, I've built myself. It's not quite as good, but I have take pride in it.
Esham goes ahead and grabs it to take a look at it. Yeah.
What? Do a sleight of hand check.
Yeah. Let me know if. Yeah, I was gonna say. Let me know if I need to make a roll on that. That is a nat 20, making it a 23 total.
Okay, you take his gun. He does not even notice. He's holding it, and then he's not anymore.
Like a cartoon.
And then,
Cartoon.
so Artemis, what would you say to make kind of an appraisal of the quality of it? Would that be an insight, do you think, or
Perception probably.
perception? Okay, cool. I'm gonna roll perception.
I missed the merchant skill.
Okay, cool. I got a 7 for that.
It's-
I actually think that's investigation.
Oh, do an investigation roll. I'll give you another shot here.
All right, cool. That's not much better. That's a 10.
It's a gun.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and say,
Well, yeah, looks like a fine piece of firearm workmanship. Pretty nifty stuff.
and I'm just gonna continue to kind of twirl it around in between my fingers, like, oh, this is. I'm no longer looking at it at this point. I'm kind of more sizing up this fella at the table,
Of course. Could I have that back, please?
and I hand it back to him.
All right, only because you asked nicely.
Thank you. Barry, what are you up to? What do you want to do in this conversation? Do you want to do something in the conversation, or do you want to go do something else?
Well, Barry's actually getting kind of like nervous because the the only times that he's heard about guns is creatures outside using them to attack the tribes. So he's a little skittish around them. So he is kind of like cautiously making his way back. It's a little comical to see someone like so large and intimidating be.
His little ears are kind
just
of
a little
flattened.
frightened about things. Plus, there is still like that big old plate of steamed vegetables on the table.
So it's
and just...
seems either moving towards the moving back towards the meal. As you're going, would you mind? You see Zolk. He starts heading towards the door, hearing some knocking. Would you mind rolling a perception check for me?
Okay. Do you want me to just do passive perception or perception?
Just
check?
passive perception.
Okay, passive perception. My passive perception is 11.
Okay, so you see that there's knocking at the door, but you don't see much else. There's not much else going on. So you head back to the vegetables. Meanwhile, you two, Draws and Isham, you're still here with Garlet. He is reholstering his weapon. Understand you a little more. Where do you want to go from here?
I think that's up to Draws. They were the one who came up and said hi.
Oh shit! I don't know. I don't know. You're asking me to do a thing I can't even do in real life.
There's a lot of people still in the bar. You can go around. You can talk to them. You could still engage with Garlet. He's a little on guard now after you stole his firearm from him magically.
I mean, not necessarily stole. I borrowed it to check it out.
Without
He has
asking.
it back. Yeah, borrowing without asking is like 90% of what a PC does.
Yeah.
So,
What? General D&D question. It is useful to simply just gather more information at all times, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Either that means asking more
pretty
questions or
much.
talking to more people.
Okay. What? Looking at this person, I'm curious to know more about the place that this gun was found. This what was it? Neutral zone?
Yes. Do you want to do a history roll or do you want to ask the guy?
Let's start with a history roll.
Okay, so roll a d20 for me.
Okay. And what do I do with the proficiency whatever?
Do you have
I have 5 history.
Oh, then do +5 to whatever your roll is.
Then I got 20.
Yeah, that's you pretty much know quite a bit about this.
Okay.
So this was found on the edge of the sort of western edge of the neutral zone you're currently in. It was carried by, based off of the detailing, it looks like it was carried maybe by some sort of governmental staff of the theocracy that were moving into the neutral zone. So that the neutral zone is like a place where merchants and things like that move through, where they can be relatively unharmed. But it seems like, based off of the fact that this weapon is no longer in the hands of a dwarf or an orc, that this is something bad happened to the original owner of this weapon.
interesting.
Okay. That is interesting.
Yeah. So I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm gonna grill him directly. Like,
So where'd you say you found such a fine specimen of, again, craftsman work, firearmliness?
Oh, well, I was on a bit of an excursion. You see, I live to the east in the Republic.
Right.
I was making my way westward, first off to do a bit of a surveillance of the military arms of the theocracy, and as I was coming back through the neutral zone, I stumbled upon this weapon in the ruins of what seemed to be a caravan, and I took it merely as a curiosity before reporting this problem to the nearest outlook before I reached the tavern.
Interesting. And, in the ruins of that caravan, nothing else that really caught your eye?
You know how many ruined caravans there can be on the edge of these various states. You never know what things you'll find, what things people leave behind. Although it did seem like there must have been some sort of a struggle. I rarely know of an accident where the dwarves are found lacking and leave their dead with their weaponry.
Interesting.
Do I know what an outlook is by default?
You all would know what an outlook is. Basically, the neutral zone has these, like, community militias that allow it to remain neutral, and they form these outlook tower outposts. So there's a series of runners that basically check on if there's any problems sort of around the weird borders of this neutral zone and run back and forth. So basically what Garlet here is implying is that as soon as he saw this caravan, he sort of scavenged around, grabbed this gun, and then walked to the nearest one of these little community militias to report the problem.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. It sounds to me, at least, like his story's on the up and up. I'm gonna go ahead and roll insight real quick, just to like really grill him. And that's a 17.
Yeah, so it seems like he's being mostly truthful. You're a tiny bit skeptical of whether he went to the Outlook. He definitely does not seem like he's lying about just having found it, but it doesn't sound like he alerted people. He doesn't sound like he alerted the militia to the presence.
Mm-hmm. I could take or leave that.
Yeah. So now, I mean, you've sort of spoken to him. He seems like he's getting a little more reserved. Now might be a good time to sort of look around the bar. While Zolk seems to be preoccupied, Dustwind and this dwarven gentleman seem to be relatively free.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You said that they were playing Dustwind is playing a lute or something? Right?
Dustwind was cleaning a table and is now, I believe, playing some sort of game of cards, doing some...
Mm-hmm.
You can't really quite determine. You could maybe investigate, but...
Mm-hmm. Well, I've finished up my plate of vegetables, and I'm still kind of curious about some very basic forms of technology, like playing cards. So I kind of I go over, and I sort of just like cautiously look and be like, just kind of like smile widely. I try not to bring a lot of attention to myself. So I just like look over and just smile.
Do a stealth check.
That's always good to hear when you're trying to smile at somebody.
Okay. Let's see. Stealth check.
I imagine you probably have disadvantage.
No, actually I don't. Unless you want to give it to me, but that's a 20.
Okay, yes, if you have
I don't
disadvantage,
know.
roll again.
Okay, I was like, how the fuck? Okay, that sounds more appropriate. That's a 5.
Okay, you are walking over. You're very well-natured. You hit your head on the ceiling, and she spins around. But she sees it's you, and you've been around before, so she's not all that worried. She's just mutters something about rats and turns back to her game.
And I just like, I smile, and I kind of just try to listen in, because I want to know more about like how to play games and things, because people talk about that sort of stuff.
I'm going to go ahead and say I noticed this and kind of approach.
Barry, would you like to join them for a game of cards?
I mean, I want to try. I've never done this. I've only seen them before.
Well, Barry, you gotta ask people if you want to
I was
play.
gonna ask, but
Can't just be shy, buddy.
I mean, okay. Hi everyone.
Oh, hello. I don't know the voice to do for this character.
Alright, I think what my friend here is trying to get at. He would like to join you for a game of cards.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and roll persuasion on that. That's a 6, by the way. Not that it matters.
Oh, of course. She's pretty friendly. She's friendly to the sort of patrons of the bar. So Dustwind turns to you and says, "Well, this is a solo game, but I could teach you this game called Up and Down the Spirit Well, if you would like."
Oh, I'd love to.
Okay. So for this, this is about finding matches in the card. She points to the little symbols and the numbers. Do you know what numbers are, Barry?
What language are they written in?
They're written in Common.
I know them in Elvish.
She respects you for knowing Elvish, but I was like, oh, this might be a little more difficult for you then. Maybe just focus on matching the colors, and that should matching the colors and the symbols, and that should help you.
Okay, I can definitely do that. Okay, so I observe my cards.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, roll a. Is there like a game? I'm trying to think of what would be rolled to do well at this game.
I mean, if it's a game of chance, I guess it would just be like, just straight up and down,
Just
like a D20.
yeah,
right?
roll a d20 for me. With roll d20 for me. Subtract 5 because it's your first time ever playing this game.
11.
Okay. You rolled it. That's after you subtracted. Okay, so you don't win, but you play the first couple hands, and she's pretty impressed by how you grasp the concepts, even with not necessarily understanding the numbers. You still get a bunch of sets. You even get a flush because you know what the little people look like, and she's.
We're basically playing poker.
We're playing up and down the river. It's a very simple matching game. Do me a favor, all three of you. Zulk has still not come back from checking who was at the door. Roll a perception check for me.
Gotcha.
Every single one of
Everyone?
Okay, that is a
Okay.
15.
Oh, I got a 20.
That's the 9 for me.
you. So, you, Dennis, first off, you hear sounds from outside, and you definitely notice that Zulk has been gone for a little while. It seems suspicious to you. Draws, you hear like footsteps outside, and it sounds like it is more than one person, like heavy footfalls. With that being said, there is one last person here in this bar if you would like to talk to them. Either that, or you could go outside and investigate whatever you heard.
I would very much. Having stood relatively silently next to the very uncomfortable person with the gun, who seems confused as to why I have not left yet, I walk back over to the table. As a continued gesture of good faith, I shove one of the steamed zucchinis down my throat to no effect. I walk over to Barry and... I'm sorry, your character name?
Esham.
Esham. I walk over to Barry and Esham, and I say,
Excuse me.
Yeah?
I need to investigate something.
and I immediately head toward the sound of the footsteps outside, carefully.
Okay. Thanks for teaching me the game. I gotta go with my friend.
Dustwind gives you a nod and starts muttering about rats again.
I sigh heavily and follow them as well.
You hear her mutter under her breath, "Why are rats always our enemies? Why can't rat be friend? Please."
Rats are friends, not food.
Somewhere, deep in the arcane recesses of my circuitry, I register something not unlike agreement.
All right, so you guys are going outside. Is that it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I duck my head and step outside.
I'm going up to. Did I hear these footsteps outside of a door, near a window, anywhere I could investigate without just busting outside?
So, you were in sort of the side area of the Mystic Porpoise. You're like in one of the side tables. There are two entrances. You seem to hear it from your back entrance that somebody was like going around the side. So you can either go out the back door or go out the front. But it sounded Zolk went out the front door. But it sounded you heard things coming from where the back door was.
Yes.
Okay, you're heading towards the back door. Do you guys want to follow draws, or do you want to check out the front door?
Yeah, I'm gonna check out the front door itself.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to with my investigation roll, which direction would I have kind of or I should say perception roll, which direction would I have been more perceptive to?
So what you noticed was that Zolk was gone. So you would have probably be attracted to checking out the front door to see where Zolk
Right.
went.
I'll go that way.
Okay. So Isham and Barry head towards the front door while Draws heads towards the back. As you are heading towards the back there, Draws, a a roughly 6 foot tall figure kicks down the door, and you find a crossbow aimed directly at you. And then Barry and Isham, you go out the front door, and you can see that there is two other figures. One has a sword, the other has what looks like some sort of rifle, and they are aiming at you, and you can see Zolk is in a heap next to them.
Oh.
Roll initiative.
Oh shit, okay.
What do I roll for that?
I have to.
You're gonna roll your
You roll a
d20.
d20. I have to roll initiative for all of these people.
7.
Fuck.
That's a 9
That's
for
a
me.
bad,
Yeah.
That's a bad initiative.
19.
Speedy boy.
Oh god, they're rolling bad. This is a Oh, okay, I'm rolling that again. Okay, that's a much better dice roll. Alright, and then we'll roll one for Garlet, who's gonna try and shoot things. Garlet, why do you roll so bad?
have
Poor
7.
Garlet.
Okay, so what's the lowest initiative y'all have?
7.
Okay, but yeah, it's not 10.
And then I've got a 9
Okay, so
myself.
we have. What'd you get, Dennis?
19.
So it goes Dennis, then Bandit 1, then I guess Isham, then Bandit 2, then Draws, then Garlet, then Bandit 3. Okay, so Dennis, what do you want to do? How do you want to beat these fellas?
Okay, so Barry sees who is closest to Barry? Which one of these goons?
There is a man with a scimitar, and he is staring intently at you.
Okay, so I'm going to ready my war pick, and I'm just gonna attack this motherfucker.
Okay, roll.
Okay, let's see. That is an unnatural 20.
Okay, you still hit him, but you don't crit.
Right.
What? Roll damage?
In my one campaign I play in, we call those dirty 20s, which I like. That's a dirty 20, baby.
Dirty 20s. So that is that's a 10.
You hurt this you've hurt this being significantly. Okay. Next point in the order. This guy is going to hit you back now.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, what's this? Ooh, he rolled an 18.
That's gonna hit.
What's his mod? Let's see. Rolled an 18 plus 3, and then he's gonna roll a 1d6 plus 1. Which one's the d? It's the
The Monopoly
It's the
boy.
cube. It's the regular die.
He hits you for 3 damage.
Ooh.
He's not doing well though. Isham, you're up. You are facing down this scimitar friend and guy with a rifle aimed at you.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and stay where I am and just huck a dagger at the guy with the scimitar. Yeah.
Okay. Roll.
Okay, so that is a +5 to hit. Let's see that. Oof, that's only an 11.
That does not hit
Shit.
him. Yep. All right.
Damn.
Yep.
Now the bandit with the rifle is going to shoot at you. Let's see. Let's see what he rolls. He rolls a 12. What's your AC?
My AC?
Yeah.
My AC is, drumroll please, 14.
Okay, he does not hit you.
Cool.
You exchange shots that equally miss.
Just throwing shit at each other. Yeah.
You shoot at his friend, and you shoot at his friend, and he shoots at you, and you both just stop for a second and feel shame.
I flip him the bird.
Yeah. Draws, you're now here in the back. You have a combatant aiming a crossbow at you.
Yeesh. All right. Well. Okay. So quick technical question. If I use a spell, does that mean I can't use any more? How does this
So
work?
you got your
It
two
uses
spell
up
slots.
a spell slot.
I have my 2 spells.
Yeah. So you can use, basically 2 of those, and then you also have cantrips, which are, bottomless.
Right.
Do you have an attack cantrip?
Yes, I do.
I would use one of those probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, what is it? How do they roll? How do I roll against cantrips? Do you have magic missile? Is magic missile a cantrip?
No, that's a level 1.
Ah shit. What do you have? What attack spell do you have that's
Shocking grasp. Should I reach
Okay,
out
what-
and pump them full of electricity?
Yeah, do that. Do you have to just roll a d20 to hit?
I don't know. I need to look this one up.
All right.
I have to pull this up. I have the list of wizard spells.
The bandit seems to be
Okay.
trying to figure out how the crossbow works. He's sort of messing around with the string. He's like trying to pull it back. He's like, I hate this thing. Why can't
Okay,
you just give me a gun? Okay.
It's an electrical grip. It's 1d8 lightning damage, advantage if they're wearing metal, which I assume they're
Okay.
not.
So it's guaranteed to hit, or you have to roll for it.
It's a.
Do they have to do a saving throw?
How do I know?
It should just say like when you
Atta-
cast it.
Attack, save, melee.
Uh,
It says lightning springs from your hand and delivers a shock to the creature you try to touch.
Yeah,
a
give me-
melee
give
spell that
me-
attacks the target.
Okay, so that's a
Give me a
melee
D-
spell attack
yeah.
then, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so just give me a roll then.
A roll of 1d8.
Well, no, that's the
Uh,
damage.
No, that's
You're-
isn't that
you're wanting
damage?
to roll
That's
the,
damage. Roll
Oh.
d20 first, and then roll damage.
Okay, rolling a d20. I got 12.
Oh yeah, you hit this person.
Okay.
Now roll your damage.
Okay. I reach out, I grab them, and I deliver a powerful electric shock doing, 8 damage.
Nice.
That's a good amount of damage.
Yep. Shit. Whew. All right, it's now Garlet's turn. Garlet is going to first use his movement action to get near where Draws is, and he's going to shoot his gun. His new gun that he's very proud of. He's going to absolutely miss. And then we move on to this bandit you've just wounded. He's going to try and shoot you with a gun. What's
My
your AC?
AC is 11.
Okay, he literally barely misses you. Okay, and now we return to Barry.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and attack this guy in front of me again.
Scimitar man,
Yep.
roll for me.
Yep. Alright. Ooh, that is a miss. That is a nat 1.
Yeah, no. You go to hit him, but in the middle of going for a strike, you remember how you accidentally messed up one hand of that card game, and you feel such like
I
residual
know that
embarrassment
feeling.
you trip for a second.
Yeah, it's just I totally whiff it. I'm like, oh man. Oh.
If I had just played the right card. Alright, this bandit, he is hurting, but he's going to try and hit you, Dennis,
Uh-huh.
while you're down. He rolls a 7 plus 3.
It's not a hit.
10.
Not a hit.
God, he's like one-handing this scimitar. He's not very good with it. Okay, and then Isham, who are you going for?
I'm gonna run up to this guy and try and hit him with a short sword. Finish him off.
Okay, scimitar man, give me a roll.
Alrighty, that is a... That is a 15 to hit.
You have hit him. Roll damage.
Cool, and I believe I get sneak attack because Barry's
Yeah.
close
Yep.
to him, right? Cool. Alright, so that is a... Let's see... oh wow, that's an 8 plus 2, so that's a 10 total
Tell me what
damage.
you've done to this poor human being. Tell me how you want to murder him.
Oh, I just stuck him like right up under the chin, pulled it out, and I turned to Barry like, let's keep going, don't look at that.
You give
yeah, okay.
this man an ice pick lobotomy with your weaponry, and he the last thing that goes through his mind is, man, I really shouldn't have brought a scimitar.
Oh, beautiful.
All right, so he is dead. Yikes. Now, Isham, in revenge for his friend, this rifleman is going to shoot at you. Let's see what if he hits you. He rolls a 14 plus 3.
Definitely a hit.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna hit.
Which one's
It's
the
the
D8?
it's the
D8's the
this
little
the
like
D8?
pyramids,
Yeah.
dual pyramids.
No, isn't that the D4? Oh, the dual pyramids.
Yeah.
He rolls a 4. Oh, it's 2 D4s. 4 plus 2, he rolls 6. 6
Yeah,
damage.
that's not too bad. I'm only 2 HP left. It's whatever. It's fine. I'm fine.
He looks very confident. He feels like he has done justice. Now we are back in the back of this building. We're there with draws.
All right, my turn, huh? So I have attacked the person holding the crossbow in front of me. They have shot at me, and it has winged off of me and bounced into a fucking like wood pillar somewhere in the bar. And behind me is that person who found that gun, trying to shoot at me.
The person with the gun is trying to shoot the person you are fighting. So you want to attack that bandit?
Oh, when you say they barely missed me, you mean they almost hit me.
Yeah, Garlet is not very good.
I will discuss this with Garlet later. It was not clear that they were helping me.
Yeah.
Alright,
so in the meantime,
so
do
the
you wanna
person in
attack
front
the
of me,
bandit?
they're on the ground. They're smoldering a little bit, or whatever.
Yeah, what did you do to them? Oh yeah, they're hurting. They don't look terrible though.
Okay.
They look like they maybe could still fight you. They will try to attack you in a bit.
Okay.
Here. But what are you gonna do?
Then let me see here.
I'm kind of waiting for this.
So what?
It'd be really funny if this wizard was just like, I'll just stomp on this person.
Well, I have several. So if I want to like perform, so more technical questions. If I want to perform like an action or something, or do a thing, is that the entirety of my turn? Do I have like one thing I can do?
Yeah, you can
Well,
move.
it
You
depends
can
what
move
you're
up to
doing.
30
What?
feet, and then or
Right.
whatever your speed is. Okay, so you
It's
can
30.
move and then attack, or like you could just attack. That's your entire movement.
You can
Oh, yeah,
do
you-
actions as well. There's all.
Yeah,
Talking is
that's considered a
unlimited.
bonus
Okay.
action that you get to do. I think like getting up, like laying down
Okay,
or
'cause-
getting up is also, those are half actions.
Yeah, that's like half your movement.
Okay. See, because my goal here is I would really like to talk to this person at some point to find out what the fuck they're doing.
Oh yeah,
I
talking
don't-
is
Do you
a
wanna-
free action. Yeah, you can just
You wanna?
say like.
So this person is on the ground. They're gonna be on the ground up until they get up and try to hit you. Do you want to try and like persuade them or intimidate them into giving you
or
answers?
just ask, hey, what the fuck, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you-
That's my
ask them.
that's my first question. I have slightly incapacitated them with my electric shock, and I want to know. And I look them square in the eyes below me and go,
What the fuck was that about?
Okay. Roll. Let's say persuasion to see if they respond to you.
a persuasion. So that's D20 plus
What's your modifier? in
for
charisma?
persuasion.
Yeah.
Oh god. So is that my standard modifier?
Yeah, it'll
It's for
it'll be
charisma.
under
Yeah.
charisma.
So I have a modifier of -2 for that.
Oh,
then.
no.
So that means
Okay,
Ouch.
that means I
roll and do -2.
that means I rolled a 1.
This man says something to you that's very, very rude in a foreign language, but you can't really understand
You
him.
just get
but
the
it
vibe that
definitely
he thinks you
seems
suck.
like he does not seem to like you. It is now Garlet's
Oh,
turn.
crap.
Garlet is going to try to do the thing he did last turn, where he shoots the guy, and see if that works out for him. Okay, he rolls a 16, which hits the guy, and then he's gonna roll damage dice, which is a D8, which is the weird rhombus. he's gonna get a 6, which is going to completely obliterate the person. As he fires, this is like, it's a full round musket ball. It just goes straight through this elvish looking man's head as you are trying to interrogate his motives.
I look down, I speak the words.
What the fuck was that about?
One swear exits his mouth before he's splattered across the foyer.
Yeah, this happens within literal, like, microseconds of each other.
Yeah, no, actually, that's a good point. So each turn is, 6 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is how that works, Charlie? So, in terms of amount of time passed.
Yeah, this literally happened all in a second.
Right.
Yep. It was like, what are you doing? Fuck you.
And then,
Yeah.
I will have words with our new ally. Of thanks and despair momentarily.
So Garlet and Draws can be out of combat unless you want to join with Barry and Isham. You can't do that now this action, but you can do the next action.
Okay.
Because that bandit is dead, we go back to Barry, who is they have slain the scimitar man. They're now looking
Okay,
down just this
so,
rifle guy.
Barry's gonna walk over to the rifleman and but not like casually walk over. He still has his
Stroll
he still has
over.
his
In a very
he has
firebolt
his, weapon
way.
still readied, and he's gonna swing at him.
All right, roll.
Nice. That's a 21.
hell yeah.
You obviously hit him. Roll damage for me.
Okay, I'm gonna roll with my well, it's a D8. I'm gonna use my war pick anyway. I realize that I have 2 weapons that use the same exact damage dice, so it really doesn't matter until I want to have some style points. Okay, so Barry lifts his war pick over his head and swings it down to cause oh goodness to cause 7 damage.
Okay. Yep. Yep. mhm.
Okay. How we doing?
Okay, he's not doing terrible still. He will be fine if he was next in the turn order, but it is Isham's turn.
All right, cool. I'm gonna come on over along with Barry, kind of roaring, not too happy about being shot. Yeah, and I'm gonna get him with my short sword too.
All right, roll.
Okay, that is a dirty 20.
Shit. Okay, roll damage.
All right, a 7 plus. All right, that's 10 total.
All right, how do you want to deal with this rifleman?
So where the last kill was, pretty clean. It's Eshin being fairly professional.
Yep.
This is just he's pissed off and he just fucking just eviscerates him. He's gutted.
So this now pile of meat drops his rifle as he falls and dies.
Yeah.
And you are now out of combat. Before I continue with the campaign, that is listed on D&D Beyond as a deadly encounter. Those 3,
Deadly?
And that was before I gave one guy a weapon that does twice the amount of damage. I anticipated that you guys were gonna have really good abilities, so I gave them really good weapons, and then that they just missed.
Hey, works for me. I'll take it.
You saw that in one roll he did a lot of damage to you, Bo, but I don't. Hey God, I need to make these encounters more difficult.
Please don't.
Yeah, you might have to bump him. Yeah, we gotta struggle a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
Right, so I go ahead and I pick up Isham in victory and be like, we won.
We won. He's lost a lot of blood at this point.
as you're celebrating, a very clearly concussed Zulk wakes up and is sort of like groaning, and he's like, What happened? What happened here?
Well, this asshole shot me.
And I kind of gesture with my short sword to the
Which guy? The dead guy or the puddle?
The puddle. Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that sucked. I've been shot maybe like twice before, and ow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and roll for medicine.
Yeah.
To help out Isham here.
So while now that you are out of combat, you sort of look around and you can definitely see that one of the shots that missed like knocked out a light, and there's just blood everywhere now in the Mystic Porpoise. Falchion is hiding under a stool. Dustwind pops out of the restaurant with a bow, and that dwarven guy, he seems to be oddly calm, sort of sitting at his desk still, even as the rest of you are very on guard.
By the way, I rolled a 10 in medicine.
I will say that's enough to like stabilize.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could.
I'm not actively
heal that
bleeding
up.
anymor.
No, you aren't like in instant risk of death.
Yeah. Cool. Good.
Okay. So what do you guys want to do now? Looks like there's a lot that happened. What do you want to do here at the tavern?
Well, I don't think that Barry's gonna ask the right questions, but he's gonna ask Zulk, kind of plainly.
What happened? Like, who, was that, and how did it happen?
I don't really know. I went out. They said they were asking for some Fulgrin guy, and then I was like, I don't know who that is. I just sort of work here. And then they like hit me in the head with that rifle, and then I woke up and there was a puddle next to me.
Yeah, that was a guy not too long ago.
Yeah, he hit me. I guess he didn't hit you hard enough.
Nope, not quite. It still sucks though.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We've got healing potions in the bag.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take one of those on the house if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's like it. Yeah.
Anyway.
Don't drink the fire brew, by the way. That's the opposite. That's harming potions.
Yeah, good. I can tell.
Whoops.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't know who this Fulgrim guy is?
They said he had checked into here at the tavern recently, but the only guy that's checked in, other than y'all, I mean, and you guys are pretty consistent customers. The only guy who's checked in is this dwarf guy who checked in like an hour ago.
Did you ask for his name?
We don't really do that here.
All right. Well, Barry, come along. We got some work to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, Zil.
And then I guess we head inside to talk to this again weirdly chill dwarven guy.
Yeah. So while this is all happening, the first thing I want to do is check the body of the person who what's-his-name just shot for me, to see if there's any information I can glean after I was so rudely interrupted gathering information.
Pick his brains, so to speak.
All right.
You were interrupted in your 4 second of interrogation. Do an investigation roll.
Investigation. That's intelligence bonus. Okay. I got 12.
You sort of look around. I mean, there doesn't seem to be any worthwhile equipment. There's like a notepad with some paper on it. But I mean, that just seems to be doesn't seem to be of much importance to you.
Okay, well, in that case, for the sake of importance, I'm going to take the notepad with me, and I'm going to walk over to, who is the person who was helping me?
Garlic.
Garlic?
Yeah. Garlic.
I like garlic.
I also like garlic. Although Draws has no real feelings on this either way.
I was gonna say, does Draws have taste buds?
Draws eats an entire clove of garlic because they sort of just assumed
they
that was
don't
what
get the whole
humans
like,
did.
oh, that would be disgusting kind of thing.
That would like
They've heard other creatures say, "Oh, garlic's delicious," and so they
They tried it.
as a gesture, just ate a whole clove, and it's just like, indeed it is.
Right. I throw an entire bulb into the garbage grinder that is my throat and let it
Like a
process.
fucking blender.
It's just a loud whirring sound. Anyway, you're going over
I
here
go-
to Garlet, chuckling to yourself.
I go over to Garlet and I grab them firmly by the shoulder, by their jacket, and I look them in the eyes with my relatively expressionless face.
Yes.
And I thank them and begin dragging them with me over toward the dwarf.
Okay, I guess we're going this way now. Alright. Okay. Now I guess you all are sort of meeting in the middle here at the dwarf.
Yeah, we are all convening at the dwarf
Yeah.
because there is only one person in this establishment who does not seem a bit phased, and it is none of us.
The dwarf looks up. He's on his third glass of fire brew, and he's now sipping what appears to be maybe a hot caffeinated beverage of some kind. You can't really tell if it's coffee. It kind of almost looks like oil to you. He looks up and he's like, hello?
Oh, hi.
What's everyone doing over here?
Yeah, nothing much. We just wanted to check on, check in on you after the, fucking gunfight that happened.
I pick up one of the mostly empty fire brew glasses, swill my finger around it, slop some onto the floor, and mutter to myself,
Why do you drink chum?
Yeah, it is not as, listen, it is all as close as get to mother's great drink, Sky Kvass. Anyway, why are you...
Alright, well, clearly his comment is a little lacking. Buddy, we have a question for you specifically. Your name wouldn't happen to be Fulgrin, would it?
Hey, we did his last name. My name Hort.
Hort Fulgrin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and stick my big paw out and in like a handshake, and
Well, Hort, it's lovely to meet you.
I'm gonna say that specifically in Dwarven also.
Ooh, he looks up to you and he's gleeful, and in Dwarven he says, "Oh yes, you know my language." He reaches up to shake your hand, and you notice that he has what appears to be some sort of mechanical hook instead of a right hand.
Cool. I'm gonna squeeze it as hard as I fucking can.
Do a strength check.
Strength check, gotcha. Just up and down strength check, and alas, that is only an 8.
He definitely feels discomfort and awkwardness, but you have not murdered his hand.
Yeah, I'm looking him dead in the eyes and giving him a big old bugbear grin. Anyway,
Yes.
I drop his hand and I switch back to speaking common.
Yep.
Alright, Hort. So these folks were coming by to, I assume, shoot everyone in the bar. We're asking for you specifically, before they open fire. So I've got one question for you. What the fuck, buddy?
Were they those elves?
I think so.
Those they have been chasing me quite a while now. I had thought I had lost them after the caravan raid, but I do not have seemed to, based off of what happens.
Caravan raid, huh?
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about a caravan raid, would you, Garlic?
Well, yes, there was a caravan off to the west that had all of those dwarven weapons. If I recall, you've very clearly inspected
I kind
my
of sidle
weapon.
up to him, and does he have his guns out or holstered
They're
still?
he's holstered.
Okay, I'm gonna sidle back over to him and kind of hold my hand out as if asking for something. Anyway,
I believe you have something, old Hort here, originally owned then.
and that's a 16 on intimidation, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you to roll, but yeah, he realizes what's happened. He withdraws his dwarven weapon from his holster and hands it to you. He looks very guilty.
Your cooperation is appreciated.
And then I bring it back over to Hort.
Ah,
This wouldn't happen to belong to you, would it?
wait, not to me. One of my guards. They did their best to cover for me while we were attacked by those 3 assassins.
Huh. Alright.
Assassins.
Yes. Although I suspect they were merely. They thought you must have been part of my caravan still that had survived.
Assassins. Referring to the 3 who just attacked us.
Yes, it seems to me that this pistol here is the only thing recovered. I think, what was your name? Garlic? Thank you for preserving this. Garlic sort of looks down even further from the shame he has experienced in this moment. Side note here for the editor, this is the player character I was going to play as. He's going to have a rough time, lol. Garlet is just utterly ashamed. Hort then turns to it's like, yes, they've attacked me. What do you need to know?
Why?
Why? Would be a great start. Yeah, thank you, Barry.
Perhaps I have not introduced myself. As you know, I am Hort Fulgren. I am ambassador to the Republic from the theocracy, if you will. If I am using correct parlance, yes, theocracy, Republic.
Yeah, you're fine, buddy.
Yes. So, as I was saying, I was going to the United Republic of Beravalia from being in theocracy. I was passing through this area as I thought it was a neutral zone. And as I was going, it seemed like these elvish people attacked my caravan as we were entering the neutral zone. So we were not able to get into it far enough to be protected by, these local defense groups.
Yeah, the outposts, yeah. Well, that, ain't great. You know why they attacked you guys specifically by any chance?
I do not know who they are. I have not seen uniforms before. I must assume, based off of them being elves, that they are members of the opposing nation of the Empire to the northeast. But that would be suicide. We have been in a peace treaty for now 55 years.
Well, let's take a look at these guys, why don't we?
Oh, I was gonna say, because Barry is from, like, the forest that he is from is in the same empire. Could I do like a history check on, like?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to the one that looks the least bloody.
Yeah, the one that's not a puddle.
And I go ahead and just, like, look at their uniform. And that is... Ooh, a 20.
Okay, so you're looking at these things. Definitely some of the weapons, like the rifle, is not from the Shikamian Empire. It is far too mechanical. Some of the uniforms look like they definitely have pieces from that empire, but, like, it almost looks like they were cobbled together or, like, created to look like those uniforms, but definitely weren't. You notice they aren't the same material.
Like forgeries. Okay, I come back and I relay this information. It's like,
Well, you know, I grew up in the forest. I mean, we didn't really interact with them as much as we could. But, you know, I've seen the uniforms. These don't look like them. They kind of do, but it's like they faked them or something.
It could be. I do not know. I am not an expert in their latest uniforms. We do not. Our two nations do not interact very much since the ceasefire.
Were you, transporting anything of particular value?
Some technology. We had an engine in the back of the caravan to bring to the Republic, but if we had that engine when we reached the neutral zone, I did not see it. It seems like it had been lost beforehand.
Lost.
Is there any way I, as an automaton who has built these things, could do some sort of roll to check for more information about this kind of engine, this kind of thing, that I might have some knowledge of? A medicine check, something for, like, doodads.
a doodad roll, of course.
Yeah.
what do you want to know? Do you want to know like where this machine could have come from? What this machine was supposed to do?
I'm told it's
Like-
an engine. I'm trying to search through my store of knowledge to figure out if there is anything that might be, like what it would do. Yeah.
Okay, do a history roll. Do an investigation roll for me.
Investigation? Okay. That's +3, 17.
Okay, 17. So, engines as like a thing that's transportable, are something that's very recent, and you know, as someone who is powered by an engine, that they're a valuable commodity for nations that are willing to use mechanical devices, so humans and halflings and dwarves and orcs all like really value them. So you would guess that if this is some thing being brought, like if this is an engine being brought to the Republic, this is probably really valuable. It's like a power source or something.
Okay, so I would like to. So I'm going to double check this with the dwarf by letting go of Garlet. Finally.
Garlet dusts himself off in shame again.
Opening the panel on my chest to reveal a whirring engine and say,
Something much like this.
Well, that is so foreign. That is not dwarven technology I have ever seen. But, well, you can see this combustion here where there would normally be steam. This new thing we had brought runs on some... It is non-steam. It produces smoke. You put almost this black liquid in it, as I was told. We were bringing this to the other nation to try and instigate some technological exchange, and they had come up with this other thing that I was supposed to pick up on my mission.
And now you don't know where it is.
Yeah, if we had it when the caravan was struck, we certainly do not have it anymore now that everyone I know is dead.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Sorry about that.
From the back, you hear Falchion say, "Yikes! Anyone want to play some ball game?" No?
In a little bit, man.
Okay, I'm gonna go under the counter. And since he's a halfling, he just sort of gets off the stool.
Well, I reckon we ought to track this thing down if it's so important. Perhaps some sort of reward or compensation could be worked out.
Yeah.
I am very interested.
Yes, of course. If you can find the engine, I will write you check from the Empire. Right from the theocracy. My apologies. I will write you blank check, so to speak.
I like the sound of that. Well then, I suppose we are heading on out.
Yeah.
All right. So it seems like you've got a good. You've healed up. I'll say, Isham, in the time that you were people were being interrogated, you found a health potion. You got yourself all patched up. Do you wanna loot any of these fellas? Grab any of their weapons?
Maybe grab the rifle.
what
you've murdered.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I won't because I specialize in martial weapons. So
Yeah. Well, okay. So there's one of maybe Draws wants to grab it. It is mechanical.
which thing?
There's a rifle that they used in the front of the building.
Yeah.
You weren't there to fight against it, but it was there.
Yes, I do. Technically, I do have a proficiency in light crossbows, but I would be much more
Technically.
interested in the gun.
That-
Like technology.
The gun. Listen, guns, anything, light weapons. Technically, you'd be not quite proficient, but certainly you'd be able to use
Okay,
it.
I would like to take that then.
Yep. So you pick it up. It is. It looks like it's some sort of. You find it very odd. You've not seen a weapon like this before. It seems to load these strange cartridges. It's not like any of the muzzle loaders that the friends at the tavern carry. It's almost far too advanced to be even from the theocracy, this sort of center of gunsmithing.
Interesting. Is there any sort of history I can glean off of where it may have been created, or is this outside of my knowledge base?
This is like looks like an entirely new thing, but you do have a firearms historian
Oh, right,
in the
yeah.
tavern with you.
Garlic.
That's true.
Bring me garlic.
You hear a sigh from the corner of the tavern as he walks over. Oh yes, what do you have for me? Oh, what is? Ooh, is this one of those new models? I see. Yes. What would you like to know?
Who could possibly have made this?
Well, there's a lot of. They started entering the market quite a while ago in the last several months. As far as we know, the capacity far outstrips anything that the theocracy could build in their most wild foundries. We can only assume that it was built by some independent engineer, but the surplus of them seems to disprove that. As we know, it's a new cartridge loading. You can load more than one round. It can fire more than once, but other than that, we do not know its origins necessarily.
So there is a market for them, but there is no source.
Yes, there's quite a demand for them amongst mercenaries and assassins of the type, likely to kill our friend here.
Where would one go to find or purchase such a weapon?
If I had to guess, I would say probably either the Kingdom Atpur or some other area in Shakamian Empire. Most of the things funneled through the theocracy are in the boundary areas between the theocracy and the empire, even to the diarchy if you are so inclined.
I think we might know where to start looking. Thank you, Garlic.
Thanks.
Yeah, but he starts to protest, but just lets it go.
Sorry, just for the record, so my background is failed merchant. So the feature for that is supply chain. From your time as a merchant, you retain connections with wholesalers, suppliers, and other merchants and entrepreneurs. Call upon these connections when looking for items or information. So I think kind of once we're in the neighborhood, tracking this down, if we take it with us, of course, I think tracking down another lead from there won't be too tough.
I'm taking the gun off recording. What am I typing in here for weapon information to use this? This is
basic. You're just putting in like cartridge rifle, and it can do. It has a shot. It has two shots. One as an action. One as a bonus action.
okay.
And it uses your athletics. So you roll your athletics modifier when you roll damage. When you roll to hit.
No.
Yeah. And then it's 2 d4s.
Okay,
on
so
hit.
2d4. Okay, 2d4 damage. If I just write that down, will you remember the rest?
Yes.
Okay, great. Not cool. Not looking forward to my.
I think you might be better off with missiles the magic variety.
Yes, not looking forward to my -2 athletics to try and even shoot this thing.
Weirdly enough, I might be really good at using it.
You might be. Well, if you find out, we'll trade. I'm also considering forcing Garlic to come with us. Has proven very useful so far.
Well, do you want to? You'd have to speak to Garlet then. You will. I'm gonna say. He's fascinated by you all, but he's a little bit put off with how roasted he's gotten so far. You're
Roasted garlic?
You're gonna have
Roasted
to
garlic.
You're not gonna be able to intimidate him into this. You're gonna have to persuade him.
You say that now, but
I
mean,
have to everyone
yeah.
to the two of you. I am saying I
I think we should consider bringing him with us. He has been very useful. I should not speak to him. I have done nothing other than grab his clothes and make him very uncomfortable.
I mean, yeah, that's probably a smart thing.
it's a good idea, definitely. In character, I think Esham might be a little crotchety towards him at the moment, but
I am very excited to have him with us. Draws is very, very happy to do this, but does not have a way to communicate this that is not going to scare the ever-living crap out of him.
I think the way to rule that then would be maybe Draws introduces the idea to Esham, and then from there I kind of pitch him on coming along.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume Draws just sort of does that.
I have done it as I have done it.
Poke Isham,
Cool.
and then you point and say "want," and then Isham's like, "I understand." All right, Isham, how are you gonna do this?
All right.
So, Garlet.
Yeah.
Garlet, old buddy, old pal. We think that your particular insight and your expertise could prove quite helpful in tracking down not only this engine, but the source of these nifty guns. What I'm saying is basically, do you want a cut of our reward for coming along?
And that's gonna be a persuasion, I guess.
Oh, I was about to ask for a price. Yeah,
That's only a
give me
7.
Oh,
Oh, can I help with it?
yes.
Okay, because I have a +2 in it, so maybe it's a little bit more helpful.
Maybe you roll better, yeah. I got a 3. That's my base.
Great. You're not a really. I just can see why you're a former merchant.
Yeah. He's fairly slick, just not lucky.
Okay, so that's a 12.
That's a 12. I'll sort of put that together with the fact that there's a little bit more to him, and then he's like looking at the gun, and he's like,
I'm giving a big, huge smile, like,
well, I suppose if there's going to be more curiosities of the type, and I am well traveled.
Oh, curiosities abound, my man.
Why not? I suppose. I suppose I basically must come along.
Yeah, you must.
All right.
All right.
I feel
All right, then.
I am doing this entirely of my own will, of course.
Yes, entirely.
Excellent. All right, you have recruited Garlet. He brings with him his 2 pistols. Now 1 pistol because you didn't let him keep the one that he basically pilfered off of dead dwarves.
We'll find him another.
I'm certain. So with that, you've discovered, obviously, you've gotten into an encounter with some assassins. You've discovered that they were after this ambassador. You fought these ne'er-do-wells and slayed them. You've met Garlet, the weapon historian and pilferer of dead. And you've met, obviously, our core tavern characters, Dustwind, Zolk, and Falchion, the runners of the Mystic Porpoise. That is session 1. I hope everyone has enjoyed. We'll see you back for session 2.
Thank you all once again for listening. The next session will be first available to our patrons and then released at a later date to the public. So if you want to know what happens to our group of ragamuffins, you can be like Scott, who contributes at our dialectical tier, and if not, Thomas, Spencer, and David, who contribute at our Devil's Advocate tier, as well as our many other patrons. Please check the link in the description for more information about our Patreon. The music today was provided by Komiku. Please also check the link in the description for their amazing work. See you all again next time in the garage. Whoa. Hey folks, looks like I ducked away just in time from all the action to get into the shoutout corner. We are a community-supported sister show to Psychic Dolphin Garage, so we would like to thank some of our donors. We would like to thank Scott, Jorge, Knott, and Tim for donating at $10 a month or more, and the Warlock Phosphorus, Abby, Alex, Alan, Andrew, Brady, Broobs, Caleb, David, Eli, Ian, John, Lizzie, Malwin, Olive Lotion Wizard, Phil, Richard, Rufus, Dr. Sophia, the brilliant Dr. Fly, and Tyler for donating at $5 a month or more, and Reverend Lawn Gnome Hollywood, Alan, Bite Size Podcast, EMD Stowers, Jack, Kenzo, Ryan, and Ted for donating at $1 a month or more. Special thanks to artist I'm a Boy for creating the official Dolphins and Garages character portraits that you can find on all of our social media, and another special thanks to Loyalty Freak Music for their amazing music. Please go check out I'm a Boy and Loyalty Freak Music. Their contact is in the description. If you would like a shout out, be one of the first to receive the podcast, have an NPC named after you in a future episode, and access to all of our amazing Psychic Dolphin Garage bonus content, including interviews with labor organizers and extended riffs with our podcast guests, then please consider donating. Just go to patreon.com/psychicdolphingarage for more information. Are you an independent artist or creator who's making a tabletop or fantasy related project that's looking for a shout out? Want to advertise your Etsy shop full of handmade dice bags or soaps shaped like D20s? Well, whatever you have, please contact us at dolphinsandgarages@gmail.com or follow the link in the description.
Also in the description, you can find all of our social media and other forms of contact. Oh, it looks like the action is about to pick up again. Well, I gotta get back to playing, so enjoy the rest of the episode, and we'll see you in the garage.